Hey everybody, hope everyone's doing alright out there. Coming to you from sunny southern Arizona. And today I'm going to do, this is basically a part one of my rainwater catch system upgrade. When I bought the house, it came with this tank here you see. A roughly 1,500 gallon tank, but unfortunately the only part of the roof that it catches is the back quarter of the whole house. So I have roughly 3/4 of the front of the house covered by a gutter system that just goes down and then drains into my neighbor's yard here. A lot of water wasted. Lately with the monsoons, we've had a lot of water coming down the last few nights, so I kind of put this off a little too long. Hopefully, this whole rain we've been getting, called the monsoon, will continue, and I can fill up that water tank over there. My ultimate plan for this particular video is just going to be to upgrade this system. On this side of the house, there'll still be roughly 1/3 of the house that is not being captured by a rainwater system, and I plan on getting another 2,000 gallon tank, putting it on the opposite side of the house, which we'll go over in a future video, and hook the rest of the house gutter system into it, so I'm capturing all the water. It is unbelievable in some of these monsoon rains how much water comes off the roof, and you'd be surprised at the amount of water you can collect with one of these systems. Since I have a lot of plants, I do gardening, grow my own vegetables, it comes in really handy when you don't want to pay the city these extraordinary water bills, which is understandable in the desert. You know, water's hard to come by here, so water is expensive, and it's only going to get more expensive. So here's the piping that I bought for the project. It's an ADS 3000 triple wall HDPE, which is listed as being good for sewer and different water lines that aren't under pressure. So sewer irrigation, as long as you aren't planning on putting it under pressure, and because the rain catch system is not a pressurized system, is perfect for it. And with the 3-inch diameter, it's good for bringing in those big downpours. This is where we're going to make our initial connection. I'm going to remove this drop-down gutter here, connect into where it's connected into on the main gutter there, and then run it across the bottom of this shed here. I'm going to use these building straps to suspend the piping across the bottom of here. Plan is to run it down along here, do a curve in it here, come back across, and then bring it out of from underneath there along this wall, suspending it from the eave is the plan, but not sure how that'll work. So, and then we'll drop it down into the top of this catch here. I'm going to throw you guys on a tripod and get to work. Hopefully you hang out with me and see how it's done, learn from any mistakes I may make, and we'll soon have some extra water in the tank. So first we're going to start off by gluing some of these connections together. For the most part, since it's not a pressurized system, we could probably do without the glue. I'm just going to try to alleviate some of the extra dripping that might occur without glue throughout where this hangs. And I'm going to start by using some of this pipe that was left here at the house when I bought it from the original homeowner that I guess had more plans to upgrade the system further but never did. So these three pieces you see along here, I'm going to go ahead and connect them with this just regular PVC pipe cement, and we'll move on from there. So take this, and I went ahead before this and off camera I put a little bit of cleaning on, like a wet rag on these to clean off all the dirt that had grown on them since they've been just sitting out here in the last few years. Just make sure that's set, and it looks like it's nice and square for the attachment. And then we'll move it down and start with our next piece. Now, I'm not doing a heavy glue on these, just a little bit on the inside of the, all the way around, and then pushing that piece in all the way. Make sure it's down to the bottom of the tube. And we'll move on to the next one. You want to make sure and secure this lid on the pipe cement in between uses, because it'll dry up on you pretty quick. Alright, I'm going to start by putting this up and try to get it to balance up there while I figure out where I want to put my straps. Fortunately, this stuff is super light. Makes working with it really easy. Alright, so I've kind of got an idea of where I want to put that at. I took one of the shorter straps for this spot, and so I could get it to mount up to the inner beams up there. I had to twist these around to keep this for the pipe, and then for it to be to where I could screw it into the wood, I had to twist these two. To do that, it was just a simple put a crescent wrench or another, I just find it easier using a crescent wrench on the bottom here, some channel locks I used on the top, and then you just twist into how you want it. If I wanted it back, I take it back. Or need a little more, I take a little more, and you just do a little bend. It helps you keep everything steady, and that's all I did. So now I'm going to go ahead and take that mount I showed you and put one side on with a couple of screws, so I can put the pipe up in there. Once I get the pipe up in there, before I mount the other side, I'm going to use a level, something similar to this, just to see how level the pipe is. It doesn't need to be perfect, but I want, water flows better going downhill, so I don't want it to be backing up there, causing too much weight on one end or another, or just stagnant water just to sit in there until the next rainstorm. Alright, so after a quick look before camera went on, I decided to move the mount down closer to right here where the spout is, for starters. That way I make sure that this thing stays up against the gutter, mount it into this beam here, and then I'll do my other mounts down the line. I think it'll be easier to level it out and make sure everything's good. first screws in, and this will be the one that I make sure that it's as tight as possible up against this. And yes, I still use a corded drill. I just haven't, I got the corded drill, and now that they seem to be making a lot of good cordless drills, I might get one down the road, but at this point, this thing works, so I'm gonna use it. I'm just putting 2 in on each side here. Alright. As of right now, we've got a good downflow to it. So I'm just going to continue on down the line, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so these brackets were a little longer than I needed, so I kind of did another bend at the top of each one of them. I'm going to take and just tuck it up into there to take some of the extra, and then this other side I'll do the same and tuck it up in there, and then I can mount it down to the wood, and that raises up this to a level that will allow the pipe to be somewhat at an angle down for the water to flow well. Alright, that's a good spot there. I'll go ahead and grab my drill and secure it. Hey, so it's day 2 here. I didn't realize my battery situation last night, so after going through 2 of my batteries, I had to shut down the filming for the night. But I did finish off the installation of the piping that I left you with last night. Nothing was different than what we put up there before. So I'll go over that right now as far as what I finished off with. Show you what I have left, just a few more items. So ultimately it's, I had already done this last night, this part. I put a little baling wire up on 3 spots here on this side. I intend on replacing it with a strap similar to what is right here, but I just wanted to see how this whole thing reacted on the first rain I get, and then I can adjust the straps from there, the 3 straps that I'm going to put there. But I did strap this right here. I'm going to put another strap on this angle right here, And then I just glued the corner there as I had already showed you how to do before. I put a strap here and strapped it in the corner as well. I found that some of the glue, the connections of the pipe and the PVC connections were a little loose for glue on some of them. So instead I put this, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I had a roll of it in my garage, and it's a real thick tape that I'm assuming is used on plumbing applications, but it made the connection here. I didn't use glue, I just used a couple of rounds of the tape, and it made for a real snug fit. From that corner, I brought it out from underneath and ran it below the eave of the house. I attached I put together two of those straps and then secured them up underneath the roof up there, or underneath the eave, and just secured it kind of in a loop. I couldn't find any nuts and bolts that would fit in the little holes there, so I used sheet metal screws, which are holding it pretty secure at this point. I'll probably switch those out for nuts and bolts that I get down the road. After the strap there, I ran down and put a 45-degree angle pipe there. It was perfect to take it right down into here. And on this top here, I ended up just measuring what I needed to get these to fit into it, and cut it with a Sawzall that I have. So ultimately, just a few things left to do. Once I get those done, I'll come back and show them to you also. And I also want to, if I catch a good rain coming down, I'll come out and show you how the whole thing's working. Add that on to the end of this video. See you soon. Nothing like an early morning monsoon. Hey, so I'm back, ready to close out part 1 of the Rainwater Catch project. Just want to go over the last few things I did and a little review of things I might have done different, and we'll get this loaded up so you can check it out. So as you might have remembered, I had some baling wire on 3 different spots here. I've swapped it out once I realized the pipe was going to do good with the load of water in it. I swapped it out with those building straps. The only other thing that was waiting on was a overfill drain. So once it gets up, this overfill spot was already here. I just added the extra tubing to take it down, because in the past when it overflows, it just shot out and started digging a big hole down there, and then it would flow over to where I wanted it to flow and down that little guided river there. So I just added some 1.5-inch pipe with a couple of little 45-degree turns there. Used a little extra brick from another project that I had pieces cut up to just keep it level. I've got to fill in this hole still a little bit, but now the overfilled water, if there is any, will shoot out here onto the concrete and then down my makeshift river. So the city requires that these tanks be covered up to keep animals, insects, mitigate mosquitoes when they're around in the summertime. So I put a real thick rubber cover over it, and it seems to be doing the job. It might need to be replaced here, as the sun here is quite brutal in the summertime, and I've got plenty of that stuff left to put some more down. So overall, I'm happy with all the materials I used. There is the Pro Select tape that I used for some of the joints. I found that with the wind blowing, moving the pipe a little bit, it slowly but surely eased itself out in a couple of spots. I had to push it back together. So I'm gonna put some glue on top of that tape and then secure it a little better. Other than that, rain flow video that I posted shows everything works real well. I'm happy with it. I've just, during the process, I collected thousands of gallons of rain already during our rainy season, and hopefully we get more rain back here soon, because it's kind of slowed down significantly now that we're in the fall. But we shall see. At least now I'm prepared. If you got any questions about anything I did in this video, or need help, some ideas trying to get it done at your place, I'd be more than happy to help you out. Just mention in the comments and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching. Take care.